This is the second part of the tutorial on Chapter 6, X-bar theory. As we have seen in the previous video, we know that the complement is an XP that is a sister to a head and a daughter of a single bar level, and the adjunct is an XP that is a sister to a single bar level and a daughter to a single bar level. And here are the rules. Now let's apply these to a tree. Over here, as we can see, the specifier is daughters to XP and sisters to the X-bar. And the adjunct is daughter to the X-bar and sister to the X-bar. How many adjuncts do we have here? 2, since both CPs are daughters to the X-bar and sisters to the X-bar. However, we only have one complement because the complement is the daughter of the X-bar and sister to X. The X is head of the phrase, and usually there's only one head within the phrase, therefore we only have one complement. Drawing a tree. Here we have the example, the friend of mine with a tattoo, assuming the triangles have already been done for us. So let's zoom up a little bit. Over here we can see with a tattoo is created by the adjunct rule, since it is daughter to the n bar and sister to the n bar. And of mine is created by the complement rule, since it is daughter to the n bar and sister to n, which is the head of the phrase. There are several ways that we can test whether the phrase is an adjunct or complement. Reordering is one way. If the phrases must occur adjacent to the head, it is a complement. If the phrase can be separated from the head by another phrase, it is an adjunct. Here we have the example, eat ice cream with my fingers. Can you tell which one is the complement and which one is an adjunct, given that eat is the head of the phrase? Now let's think for a moment. If you said ice cream is the complement, then you are correct. Since ice cream cannot be separated from the head, it is the complement of the phrase. If you separate ice cream from the head, the entire phrase will become ungrammatical, since we wouldn't say, eat with my fingers, ice cream. Recursion. Recursion is another way to test for adjuncts. According to the adjunct rule, there can be infinite strings of X-bar nodes, since we can add multiple descriptions to the head. However, there is only one head within a phrase, therefore we can only have one complement within a phrase. But there can be multiple adjuncts. The one replacement test is another good test to see whether the phrase is a complement or an adjunct. If you can replace an n-bar node with 1, then it is an adjunct. So over here, both n-bars can be replaced by 1. If we replace the n-bar by 1, it becomes the one with a tattoo. The one with a tattoo is still grammatical. However, if we replace n with 1, it will become the one of mine with a tattoo, which will not be grammatical. Therefore, we can only replace ones with the n-bar, not the n. Projections of n. Both the n-bars and np is projections of the head n, friend. The np is called the maximal projection, while the n's are called intermediate projections, given that both n-bars and np's are projections of the head n, friend. I hope you have learned something about complements, adjuncts, and specifiers in this tutorial. Tom will be talking about parameters in the next one.